Greetings everyone. This is a collaborative video with the Rift Shaman regarding the pineal gland and awakening the pineal gland. And this is something I've been contemplating for a while. I'm actually writing an article about it, compiling all the research that I've found, and I still haven't come to any definite conclusion on it. So I was just discussing it a little bit with the Rift Shaman because he mentioned it in one of his recent videos, and of which he has many wonderful videos, and was asking him what his favorite methods of awakening the third eye and the pineal gland were. And just to get into it a little bit, if you aren't familiar with the pineal gland, some people call it the pineal gland. It looks like a little pine cone. It's right in the center of your brain. And it's the gateway into your soul, or so it's said. It's about the size of a pea, and interestingly enough, we had discussed on doing this collaborative video, and the Moon Mother, one of my favorite YouTubers, just mentioned the very things that I've been writing the article about, how interesting it is that the pineal gland is associated with our third eye. It's also associated with the crown chakra, and yeah, I've gone back to calling it chakra because it was so hard for me to continually remember chakra. And okay, anyway, so who cares about that? But it has rods and cones just like our eyes do, and she mentioned that in her recent video, and I love that synchronicity. And so it's interesting that it is actually like a third eye, kind of similar to the primordial reptilian third eye that they have on their forehead. If those of you who have reptiles or worked with reptiles, you're familiar with that. And it has the ability to absorb light. It governs our circadian rhythms, so it like monitors our knowing of natural day and night for us, when it's time to go to sleep. In addition, it produces melatonin, which is an important sleep hormone. So if our pineal gland isn't working properly, you're not going to have the melatonin release that you need to keep your circadian rhythm in check. It also produces something called DMT, which is dimethyltryptamine. I always get tongue-tied on that. It's actually an N-dimethyltryptamine, and which is a naturally occurring hallucinogenic compound. So what's interesting about that is it's naturally occurring, pineal gland releases it. The first flood of that DMT is at 7 weeks when you're a fetus. And some cultures say that that is when your energy technically enters your body, and you actually become consciously aware. The second flood of the DMT from the pineal gland is at birth. Interesting, huh? And the DMT is also capable of allowing you to have these really deep, transformative, meditative experiences, like those, when you get those at DMT, they've actually monitored it and done research. You get this flood of it from the pineal gland. It allows you to experience shamanic journeys, also psychoses too. Psychoses can be brought on by DMT because it is a hallucinogenic compound. They say spiritual emergence. You get this just flood of spirituality in your brain. Near-death experiences, we've monitored that there's a flood of DMT, again, released from the pineal gland when there's a near-death experience. Let's see, Hindu traditions state that the pineal gland is associated with our extrasensory third eye, or like your sixth sense, and the Egyptians and the Greeks also mentioned this as well. And I'm going to actually link to some of these videos down below that I have favorited regarding this topic. So the activation of these crystals, here's where I'm stuck. Okay, there are crystals in our pineal gland. Are they advancing us toward a multidimensional awareness, a quickening, a shifting, allowing us to evolve better telepathic abilities? Is this like our next step in evolution? Or, because some scientific evidence says the pineal gland actually begins to harden with calcified tissue, or these microcrystals, at adolescence. They call it biomineralization. And some say that our culture is actually causing this calcification. Well, not some say, we know this from science. Certain things within our culture are causing this calcification. I'll talk about that in a second. They're little calcite crystals, and they're similar to the ones found in our inner ear. And they've been shown to exhibit a quality of piezoelectricity, and I've talked about that before. That means if they're squeezed, they will have an electrical polarity. And if those found in the pineal gland also have that piezoelectricity, then doesn't that mean that any external EMF field would directly influence our brain? So the Earth's EMF field, which brings a lot of information into play, other articles that I'm writing regarding that. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We do know that anything you bring into our EMF field affects us, and it could be because of this. So is calcifying the pineal gland a good thing, a step in evolution up, a benefit, or is it a bad thing? Is it causing the pineal gland not to work? This is where I'm stuck. Is stimulating your third eye with the calcite crystals, like if you brought a calcite crystal near your pineal gland, will it cause resonance? I know that it does with other things, but would it amplify it? So is it a good thing or bad thing that that pineal gland gets calcified? I have a couple notes here, so many things I want to talk about. There are ways of stimulating or awakening your third eye. For example, and I'm just going to show you this really quick. This is a third eye awakening grid that Katrina Raphael recommends in her volume 2 book, Crystal Healing. And she's got azurite, gem silica, amethyst, sugilite, and clear crystal quartz, the big generator at the crown. And those are some of the things I want to talk about, is different things you can use to awaken your pineal gland. I'm working on a third eye or pineal gland stimulator oil based on something that I've been meditating quite a bit with tanzanite and blue lotus flower absolute. This teeny tiny little bottle, I'm not even going to tell you how much that cost me, but it's so well worth it. I'm going to be working on making that stimulator oil using a gem elixir of tanzanite, these tiny little tanzanites here, and I've also been using a Lemurian seed crystal to stimulate that whole effect when I do my meditations. This smells so wonderful, by the way. Oh my gosh. But it really helps open up and awaken the third eye. I've really been getting great meditations with this because tanzanite really helps you to connect the heart, the third eye, the crown chakras, along with the soul star chakra, which is an etheric chakra. Allows you to see visions and get strong messages, which I totally do during those meditations, and high vibrational information. It also creates a heart and mind link, which is important during this quickening time. Then we have amethyst. And I don't think I've ever formally introduced you to my amethyst buddy, but I just love this guy. Most people know about the properties of amethyst, that it's a psychic awakener. Then I just have a little one here of dumortierite, and that helps us with divine inspiration. Clear quartz helps to amplify, great for working with the crown chakra too. And for the pineal gland, jury's out on exactly which chakra it aligns with. It seems to be both with the third eye and the crown chakra. Oh my gosh, I'm confusing myself now what to call it. Another great stone to work with is iolite. I just have little chips of iolite here. I've really been meaning to get a bigger piece. Iolite really helps you to work with your inner vision and shamanic journeying. And another one is selenite. Selenite is a favorite. Helps you to commune with your higher self. A lot of you know about selenite, spiritual activation. One that I don't have here because it's hard to get a hold of, and when I do get it, it doesn't hang around very long, is Sugilite. And that is a great pineal gland awakener, and it also protects you at the same time, because sometimes when you're opening up those higher chakras and going into these realms, you have to be careful. Something else I wanted to talk about was, just briefly, and maybe the Riff Shaman will expand on this a little bit, is fluoride. And yes, fluoride is made of fluorite. Fluorite, oh, where's my fluorite? Here's a nice fluorite wand. But it's very different. Fluoride is actually put in our drinking water. Not everybody's drinking water, but my municipality does add it, and under the guise that it's supposed to help protect our teeth. But when you ingest it, and we just had a discussion about this at my house Saturday night with some other people, it does not help your teeth at all when you're ingesting it. In fact, if you look on your toothpaste tube, it says that if more than a pea-sized amount of toothpaste is ingested, to call the Poison Control Center. So you know something's up with that. Okay, it's actually banned in 9 European countries, and fluoride is known to calcify the pineal gland. And there's different reasons as to why, you know, municipalities would be doing this. It also undermines thyroid function, this chlorine and fluoride that they put in our drinking water. I don't know why they're still putting it, but it's an industrial waste product. According to the person who came over Saturday night, I haven't checked this out, but it's from cleaning out the smokestacks. And they've talked, instead of disposing of it and paying for the disposal of it, they've actually talked our water, our cities, into putting it into our drinking water, talking them into it by saying, well, look, it's supposed to help the teeth, so go ahead and buy it off of us and put it in your water. And so not only are they not having to pay to dispose of it properly, but they're getting paid to have our cities put it in our water. So they found a way to get rid of it by selling it off to the unsuspecting. So there's different ways to get it out of your water. Of course, you can use non-fluoride toothpaste, or how about just baking soda and water for your toothpaste. But really the way you're getting most of it is in your drinking water. And if you have a filtration system, that usually does not get rid of fluoride. So that's one way to decalcify your pineal gland and help awaken it. But again, I would really like some comments as to whether or not this calcification is good or not. And I'm leaning towards not good, and that we don't want it to calcify and mineralize and have these little crystals in there. That's what I'm leaning towards. But I would like some comments on the topic, and the Riff Shaman, your take on it is very much, I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, namaste.